started with a grounding activity. Oh, I see a few more coming in. Excellent,
Yes.
excellent.
I'm going to admit them all.
Yes. Welcome, Monica. I'm so glad you're here.
Hi, Gopi.
Hi, so happy that you're here for a bit today. Welcome, Jamuna Vindyavali from California. So what you can all do right now is we're going to be just connecting with each other through our location. Let's have you drop in the chat where you're coming from so we can see all who have assembled here, as they say in the Gita. Columbus, awesome. Virginia, San Diego, Los Angeles, Colorado. That's where you're from, Verena. Wonderful to have you here. Daitrey from Hawaii, from Dallas, Australia. I'm so glad you could make it to one of the talks, that they were late enough that you could make it. Austin, thank you so much for being here. Ottawa, Canada, excellent. So glad that you're here with us. And Virginia. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and we can get started. The topic today is good intentions that kill female leadership. Before I get started, I wanted to acknowledge two individuals with us. I'm actually going to stop the screen share. You're going to see me going in and out of this screen share during the talk because I like to see all of your faces. So if you want to turn on your cameras, that would be amazing. Welcome, Dr. Khatri. And I wanted to first acknowledge Mother Shama Mohini. She is a Bhakti educator, a Bhakti leader. She has been educating students in Bhakti communities for over 30 years. And she is part of this NGO CSW 70 event. And I'm very grateful to you for giving me the opportunity here to speak on this such an important topic. So if we can all just show our support to Shama Mohini. Where are you from, Shama Mohini, originally?
I'm originally from Mexico, but I joined in Boston. Actually, 23 years, 30 years ago, I joined in Boston.
From Mexico. Excellent. So those of you who are not familiar with the Bhakti tradition, you're going to hear a lot of Sanskrit names. People who have um, secular names turn their names into Sanskrit in order to feel a little more embodied bhakti in their lives. And so that's why a lot of these names you may see that you may not really understand them. You can always text somebody and ask them what their name means. The meanings are quite incredible. And secondly, I wanted to honor and recognize the head of this organization, the Ministry for Women, also known as Vaishnavis, in our international society. And she is a world leader. She attends and promotes global conferences and topics for women all around the world. And she has also brought this opportunity to many of us in this space to speak on the stage, on the United Nations stage. And so her name is Govinda Priya, and I'd love for you to share some finger movement, some fireworks, and some happiness for Govinda Priya Devi. Thank you so much.
Well, we're so grateful that you accepted this invitation. And it's so wonderful to see so many Vaishnavis coming together, so many women coming to dive deeper into this topic. So we're really honored and we're really grateful. Thank you.
Excellent. And now I think you had planned a little bit of an introduction. You can do that before I begin the presentation. And welcome,
Absolutely.
Sanja. So glad to see you, Sanja. I'm so glad you're here.
We're having so many devotees in the waiting room. So I've just been busy getting them all in.
Yeah, for sure.
We have so many guests here. Shamwini, could you take over and just admit everyone that's coming in?
Yes, I am actually.
Okay, we're simultaneously working, but it's so wonderful to see all of you. And on behalf of the Vaishnavi Ministry, for this CSW Status of Women, the 70th year, it's such an honor to have you here, Mother Gopi Gita. The vast knowledge that you bring for about 2 decades of experience in this particular field of being a coach. I know you on a personal level, and you're all heart. So that really, really comes through in your presentations, in your sharing, in your coaching. So it's just amazing that we can all come together and share this space where we can hear from you, hear your ideas, and share different perspectives. It's really amazing. So really honored to have you. I don't know if many of you know, but Gopi Gita has actually helped more than 11 schools and about 7 businesses to exponentially increase their income, their growth, their overall growth. And not only that, but the most unique feature of her teachings is that they're very, very rooted in spirituality. We all talk about servant leadership, and all of these are really wonderful concepts, but she really brings them to life. So, such an honor to have you, and such an honor to have all of you here. And I'm really looking forward to hearing and learning from you.
Thank
So,
you
over
so
to
much.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Govindapriya. And I see a few more have joined. I want to honor Champaka, my childhood friend, who is here in this talk. I want to honor Trish Kyler, who is a fellow coach and executive coach for school leaders. And Archana, welcome. I'm not going to be able to continue saying welcome, so I'm trying to get as many as I can, especially those of you whose faces I see. I'm so glad you're here. All right, so we're going to get started. Good intentions that kill female leadership from a Bhakti perspective. And here's a happy face of me because I'm talking about killing leadership, but I thought I might as well have something friendly for everyone to look at. Is this you? Is my question. So I'm going to be naming a few categories. And as I'm naming these categories, I want to see if you fit into any of them. And at the end, we will type in the chat. Yes, I will be asking you to type in the chat frequently. We can use our fingers in service today as we celebrate and process a little bit more of an embodiment experience. So, one, you are a leader who wants your gifts to shine. You want to step into your leadership identity. You want to serve bigger and more with your gifts. And you may see your peers getting noticed and recognized. You may see their gifts being promoted. You may feel a little bit of that, we've all felt it, that internal jealousy. You may wonder and be waiting when people will recognize your gifts. Number two, you want to share your wisdom. And I'm thinking of many of you who I know personally, a few of you who are my clients, that you have learned so much in specific fields of knowledge. Every single one of you have spent years and decades really building your wealth of experiences and knowledge, and you've experienced many challenges from your life experiences. You know internally that you can help others with all of your experiences and challenges. As I say this, hear the words and feel them in your heart and make them to be true. You know you can help others. But you see others, people going to others for what you can offer. And sometimes you see them paying a lot. For this UN talk, I had seen that UN was coming up, and I had a desire as I was chanting my mantra to be on the UN stage. And I got an invitation to be in person at the UN stage. And when I looked at the fees for it, all of the arrangements, the hotel and all this, it was so expensive, and people were giving those fees to one individual. And I was like, oh, okay, that's not going to work for me. But I saw others paying for things that I wanted. And luckily, because I'm very connected internally, I was given this opportunity to speak on this UN stage from Govinda Priya. But that causes when you see others going to those who may not be so qualified. And for us females, a lot of times that's men in our fields. Deep inside, you feel frustrated and you feel overlooked. And number three, the real thing driving you, each and every one of you, I know this to be true, is that you want to help others. You want more visibility, more reach. You see yourself teaching, mentoring, advising large groups, and making money. And you want to do it with ease. You don't want to hustle and struggle. You may see others on stages speaking. You may see others going to your competition for advice and mentorship, but not you. And it begs this question, when will you get these opportunities? We wonder, we spend a lot of time wondering. We work hard for that. You want more than now. You want more visibility. You want to be seen as a leader. You want to guide others, support them, watch them grow. You want more opportunities. Every single one of us are in this place, and you want to serve. This desire for service for those of you who are in this space is a deep fire. And because it's a fire, it causes friction and frustration. It is so strong that sometimes you just hide because it's too strong. It will burn everyone down. How will this be resolved? The thing is that you may want all those, but you don't want to be overlooked, to be scared, to feel stuck, to wait, to second guess or shrink your voice. How many of us have experienced being in a place where we're empowered, we've been given the mic, or we're given people to talk to, and suddenly we shy away and cancel out? You don't want you don't want to keep proving yourself over and over, to force or compete with others. You don't want to be seen and labeled as arrogant or pushy, to be questioned. And what about all those challenges that you've been through? All your life learnings, all your life lessons, are they just a waste? I experienced many challenges in my childhood and in my life, tumors and cancer, family cancer and sexual abuse, and I found that the reason for that was so that I could help others in need who had experienced the same. And when I'm feeling this frustration of like, oh my God, I don't know what my next step is. I don't know how to move into my next phase, my higher level service. Then it's like, what was the point of all of that? I ask my inner source, the divine, my inner guidance, Krishna, we call them Krishna. I ask Krishna, what was the purpose of all that? I don't want that to be lost, and I don't want to feel unused and useless and unworthy. And you may also not want to just watch as the years go by. The end of 2025, you see all those posts on Facebook, what everybody did, what everybody accomplished, and you're like, oh my God, I had big dreams for this year, big dreams of service and leadership, and I didn't really make it. You don't want you don't want to see the people who you know are your people go elsewhere. You don't want them to see them being cheated by charlatans. And you don't want to lose out on your mission, your connection. So this may make you feel sad. How do I reach the people I'm here to serve? Why does it feel like there's always obstacles? What am I doing wrong? What am I missing? You may feel rage. I have felt rage this past few months. Why are the opportunities being given to others who are not qualified? And for females, it may be, why are they being given to men? Why is society not set up for true leadership built in compassion and empathy? Why are we being disrespected? Why am I being disrespected? Why am I being rejected? And so this is a lot that I'm throwing on you right now. You may feel finally hopeless. And I'd love for you to type a chat. If even one of those sentences resonated with you, type a yes in the chat. We got a yes from Trish, from Charuta, yes, from Champaka, yes. Amara from Chicago, I believe, or St. Louis. Welcome. We got a yes. We got a yes from Australia, from down under. From Sanja, lovely Sanja. It's so beautiful that you're here. We got a yes from her, from Govinda Mohini, from Neha. Okay. And so because it just expressed a lot, brought up a lot of feelings, I'm going to request you to stand and breathe. So if you can't stand, then I'm going to request you to lift your arms. We're going to bring in some movement here. And we're just going to move around all of the emotions that we just brought up and called up. So lift up your hands if you're not standing and breathe. And I'm going to guide you in a meditation or thought as you breathe. And so we're going to just hear my voice and take a deep breath in and out. As you're breathing, fill your heart with your intention. There's a lot of emotions moving through us that are stated, not stated, conscious, not conscious. And lift your hands up and down. Whatever you need from yourself, allow it to enter your body, to be calm and clear and focused today. And take a third breath and lift your hand up, hands up, and then place your hands down. And really root in. You may invite you to close your eyes. What do you need to step into your full leadership ability? We are in a very powerful gathering of women, and most of these women, if not all women, are women of bhakti. Bhakti is the most powerful path of love and empathy and compassion and service in the world, in the universe. And as you breathe, set your intention. In Sanskrit, a spiritual intention is known as a sankalpa. This is what I'm here for today. Leadership begins with accepting yourself exactly as you are here today, with all of those feelings and thoughts, the rage, the sadness, the hopelessness, the desire, the big dreams, the visioning. The stronger your desire, the stronger sometimes the rage can be. What is your intention for being here? And that's what I will ask you to share now. You can drop that in your chat, in the chat. I take a moment. I'm going to stop the screen so I can see you all. And take a moment now to share what your intention is here today in the chat. Beautiful. Champaka starts us off. Let go and let Krishna. What are some other intentions for you as you're in this space? I know what I want to do. I need clarity on how. So Amara is seeking clarity. What is another intention for you as you begin this journey? To learn how to use my potential, my gifts from Krishna to the fullest, from Charuta. From Gopika, to understand my relationship to leadership. Is this Gopika from New Jersey? Beautiful. What else is here? Find some healing from times when I didn't act in ways true to myself. From Los Angeles, from Jamuna, Vindhyavali. Beautiful. What else is your intention for being here today? My intention in being here today is to understand all of your needs. Because I think I know about leadership, but I can guarantee you that I make plenty of mistakes still. And to accept myself in all the different phases. I'm going to be going over some phases with you. Any other intentions coming up? And again, inviting those of you who are unable to turn on your cameras if you are able. Beautiful. Verena wants to learn more about perspectives on leadership. Thank you. Sanja, to access courage, light the fire that comes from wanting to serve. You know, every time you talk to me, Sanja, there's so much depth in your words. Light the fire that comes from wanting to serve. Ooh, that's juicy. And Trish, to learn and connect with like-minded leaders and desires to encourage and hold space for the feminine. Beautiful. And Jaishri is here. Is this Jaishri from Australia or from Dallas? To think big. Oh, this is Jaishri from Australia. Thank you for joining. To think big. Oh, Mother Antaryami, one of our leaders in our community, learning how to move in and around the male-dominated movement in various environments. I'm just going to shout out that she's just saying it straight here. Male-dominated world, this is about female leadership. I did tell the men they can join. So we want to respect and honor that they are here as well. A few may be here with us. Jairada, deep understanding female leadership, getting to know female leaders from other countries. Yes. And another love shout out for Antaryami. All right. I'm getting back to my shared screen. Thank you for sharing your intentions. We're throwing that into the desire pot here. We have the experience that manifestation is about knowing your desires and then acting towards them and having that spiritual component that brings it about even quicker. When you offer a sankalpa, when you offer an intention, you don't have to carry it on your own. You've got the entire universe, all the universal energies, and dear personal Krishna here to support you. All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. When I was a little girl, I was raised in American Bhakti communities, and I had a lot of experiences with leadership as a 4-year-old, as a 7-year-old. My father was responsible for leading the Indian community. Most of the Bhakti community in those days was Western. And he had programs and he would empower my sister and I to sing and speak. And so we would speak on different Bhakti texts. Even at age 5 and 6, we would play the harmonium and we would sing with our voices. And my teacher, she also promoted me. I remember being like 6 years old, and because I had memorized all the Sanskrit texts, she would ask me to stand up on the table when donors would come in to the cafeteria, the prashadam area. Some of you who aren't familiar with Sanskrit words, I'm going to be doing Sanskrit and English here, just so you know. And so the cafeteria is where in the morning we would be taking our meal, and she would ask me to stand up and recite the Sanskrit verses and explain them. And I remember being shy and nervous, and I remember wanting to hide and not do it, but with her urging doing it. And so, like that, I got many leadership opportunities. And what's interesting here is that one of my closest friends, this is me. I don't know if you can see my cursor. This is me when I was young in the 80s. And Champaka, who's here, this is her in the back. And this was our first, this was our, not first, but this was our school experience in these beautiful little wooden desks and being empowered for leadership. And the beautiful thing is that I had so many opportunities and so much confidence and so much ability that I then began to speak publicly on texts in classes, hold sessions, organize festivals, events, organize dramas, all throughout my childhood. And so this is a picture of one of the dramas that I organized. I thought it was cool because it had all the Devis behind it, all the goddesses. But when I was 19, I moved to another community, away from the safety of my family and my parents. And I began a weekly class. Well, I actually was giving quite a few classes, instruments classes, but I began a weekly philosophical class with a group of Laguna residents. I was explaining Bhakti tradition to them um, from my understanding. I was a little kid, but I didn't think I was a little kid. And about 6 months in, one of the leaders of the community came to me, a prominent, powerful man who was a little bit older than me, white man. And he sat me down and wanted to give me advice. And when he talked to me, he began to very systematically cut down every single thing I was saying. This was wrong. That was wrong. This was not accurate. And you're missing the point on this one. And I had known that he was lurking when I was giving my sessions. I didn't know that he was appraising me and judging me. Now, his intentions were good. He was like, "Oh my God, I'm helping her out. I'm trying to make her talks better and her sessions better. I'm guiding her." He had amazing intentions. He wanted to give me advice. But what the result was within me, now I can say it was because I was an Indian woman, but this doesn't just happen to Indians. The result of that intense testosterone advice and strong, like cutting down, judging energy was that I collapsed. I remember going home and being a little confused, and all of my confidence had run away. I remember wondering if I'm not meant to do that anymore. I remember questioning if that was like a message from Source, a message from Krishna. And I began to withdraw. And I stopped my classes. It was a 12-week session, and I didn't start another 12-week session, though I was teaching affluent Lagunaites um, the Bhakti culture. And I shut down my voice and I began to play small and I was hesitant. And then I thought maybe I need to wait for his permission or for others. I need to wait for people to ask me. And later on, as I was working on the internals on this, I realized that that was a pivotal moment in my life when my voice shut down from his good intentions. On the flip side, another time when I had entered another new space, so every time I entered a new space and I had to shine and had to lead and serve and show myself and find out problems that others have that I could help, there was this, perhaps very deeply spiritual people could say that I manifested it from my own doubt. But this was an elderly, like 20 years older than me, white man. Again, I'm going to just shout out the white man idea, though my husband's a white man and I love many white men, meaning don't quote me just like that, but not that all white men are bad, but hmm, the overbearing, dominating, we are right and you are wrong presence happened again. But this was different. I was in a group, and as soon as I entered, I had raised my hand to share something. And as soon as I began speaking, he interrupted and he went, Gopi, 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 go, Gopi, go, Gopi. And I was like, okay, looking at him, looking at the others, wondering what is happening and why is he doing this? His intentions were also good. He felt that he was promoting me, he was encouraging me, he was making space. He was like, let her speak, let her shine, let her talk. He was helping me make my way, and without his like encouragement, could I do it? But the difference, the thing that happened to me after that, from that, was rage. I felt such intense rage. I didn't see his encouragement as something I needed. Why did he think he needed to call me out like that and encourage me like that publicly? Was I not okay on my own? Was there something wrong with me that he needed to push me forward and didn't push anyone else forward in an all-white environment and I'm the only Indian? Was it because I'm different? Because I share spiritual knowledge from Bhakti? So much rage filled my heart, and I was shocked by the amount of rage that filled it. Now, interestingly, later on, he became a client. This rage that I felt, it caused me to be over exaggerated in those environments for a while. I recognized that that rage made me push myself forward and ask for opportunities or gain, get the opportunities with force and pressure instead of just knowing that where you're meant to go, you will go. And so these two energetics within me, the playing small and the opposite force motivated by rage, it wasn't going to work. I couldn't lead, I couldn't help others, I couldn't serve humanity, I couldn't fulfill my mission and my destiny with these two fighting polarities, with these two energetics within me. And I recognized that I either would do one or the other. And so had to find the missing ingredient. Every time I have to look deeper into myself. What is this missing ingredient? And through the loving response of our mantra, the answers were given. Like all of the different parts of this leadership parenting and leadership teaching path, I turned to my childhood memories. When I was a little girl, I went to temple every day for 19 years. I sang mantra every morning, learned powerful texts, and I remembered the way female leaders, change-making goddesses, led with grace and strength. And here's a beautiful picture. Not only did they lead with grace and strength, but they were powerful enough in their humility that they conquered over the unconquerable, that they enchanted and guided and led those who were the most powerful beings on the planet, in the universe, and even the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So what could I learn from them that I could impart, that I could embody, that I could serve with? And so the framework that I'm sharing with you is the WAY framework. It's shared in workshops that we offer for females and males. And today we're sharing it from a female perspective. 3 ways that females tend to lead. And this is the full leadership parenting pathway, and just skipping through all of this, looking at the time. Um, this framework, leading with this style, has helped me step into leadership with my own two boys as a mom. These are my two kids. And that both of them are also leading there at age 24. My older son is COO of a multi-million-dollar organization. It's an organization with less than 10 employees. So he says when I say he's COO, it's call him operations manager, but I'm mom, so I like to say what he actually is. He leads. My younger one leads. And so these are examples that I'm sharing that have proven results. And these are just pictures of different leadership areas we have been in. Clients at Intel, when we went to Intel and shared this philosophy. Beautiful spaces this is in the Kripalu organization. This is in Portugal. And like this, just to show you, I'm going to skip through it quickly. Oh, and Jairada is here today. I don't think I've done a workshop with you present. So good that you're here today. Jenny Zhang is here with us. And just so that you know that the strategies I'm sharing have results, it's not just woo-woo stuff that somebody talks about. Leadership means proven results. And that's the way framework that we're about to dive into. So I'd love to just stop the screen share for a moment and check in. So far, would you like to know the way framework? Type in a yes if you want to know this way framework. All right, we got some yeses. We're here. And out of the two stories that I shared, the one that where I was small and hesitant and collapsed and withdrew, or the one that I was feeling rage and anger and like pushing and pressure and force, which one did you relate to? You can write withdraw or you can write aggressive. Withdraw or aggressive. If you related to any of them. If you didn't, then no worries. Both, yeah. Withdraw, withdraw, aggressive, both. Withdraw, yes. Withdraw, aggressive. Oh, I didn't know that about you. Champuka, aggressive, Trish. I didn't know that about you. Makes me happy because I get pretty aggressive too. We're all, you see, we're all here together in this. Withdraw, yes, both. Thank you. Is this Guru Bhakti from Houston? Welcome, Mother, if this is you. Withdraw, aggressively withdraw. I know who that is. That's from New Jersey. That's Sashi Prabhu. Is that who you are from New Jersey? I have a feeling that's who you are. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and continue the wave framework. So W is withdrawal. Now here we embody the energy of Sati Devi. So there's two energetics in the spiritual bhakti space. One is known as Mahamaya, and the other is known as Yogamaya. Mahamaya is the space of the material realm, and Yogamaya is the energetic of the space of the spiritual realm. And without going into too much detail, Mahamaya is has also two forms. She actually has many forms, but today we're going to be investigating two of her forms. There is a beautiful story of Sati in our texts. If you know anything about bhakti wisdom, you may know who Lord Shiva is. And Sati was Lord Shiva's wife. There was a beautiful family gathering happening. Her father was a prominent leader, massive leader, very well respected, and he was throwing a party, throwing a celebration. All of the sages and kings and leaders of the town, of the environment, were invited. But she didn't want to go alone, and her husband wasn't included and wasn't a part of these celebrations. And her husband is the great prominent Lord Shiva. And so the story starts off with her in an argument with her husband, with Shiva, that you never let me go anywhere and you never take me places, and I want to go to this family event and you have to come with me, and I don't want to do this alone. So she starts off already feeling this like strength, this strong feeling of being excluded and not having her husband by her side. And a show of hands of who's felt this. I've felt this. Now, whether or not it's your partner by your side or just your friends, or you're feeling alone, or you're feeling lost in your ability to go and do that event you need to do, or whether it's participating or leading, we all feel that. And so the story starts off with Sati feeling that. And then when she gets there, so her husband, kind and generous, they both are deeply in love. He says, fine, I'll come. Don't worry, I'm on my way. And he comes with his whole entourage. Lord Shiva is the god of the ghosts. And he comes with his whole entourage, and he's got ash on his forehead, and he's on his bull. And she's also, on the way. They're both heading to the party. And when she gets to the party, she recognizes. Now, she is the daughter of the prominent leader, Daksha, who is holding this party. Am I getting that right? Is it Daksha? I'm going from my memories here. And so, Champaka, feel free to correct me at any time, yeah? And so she's there with her husband and her family, and she starts noticing that they are mistreating him and they're ignoring him and they're not validating him. They're not giving him the respect that he deserves. I mean, Lord Shiva is one of the three main demigods, main like powerful entities of this world. His abode resides between the spiritual and material worlds. He's not even only placed in the material sphere like many of the other. For those who are not familiar with Bhakti culture, we have many demigods. They call them gods, but we have many demigods that are worshipped. And Lord Shiva is like the highest of the demigods. And so she starts feeling very uncomfortable and very, very disturbed. And so she begins to withdraw. She begins to complain. She begins to collapse. She begins to feel small. And she begins to shut down her voice. Oh, is that what it was, Amara? So there may be different versions also of this story. And we do the same when we withdraw. And this is how it shows itself in us. You wait to be chosen. You hold back your voice. You stay quiet, even when you have something to say. You play small in response to others' judgments. You shrink in new environments. You feel overlooked, unseen, or not taken seriously. You second guess yourself in your ideas. You rely on others to give you opportunities. You avoid stepping forward even when you're ready. Now, just type in which one you tend to do. I'm going to say, I second guess myself. I definitely wait to be chosen. I avoid stepping forward at times. There are also times when I don't do all of these things, but I'm human, and we go back and forth from these leadership energetics. You can type in which one you tend to do. And the last three, thank you. All at times, yes. Number 2 and 3 from dear Govindapriya. It's beautiful to hear you admitting this because it makes us not feel alone. For those who have arrived recently, Govindapriya is a world leader. She's the vice president of the GBC College. It's a college for executive leadership training for world leaders. And she has written that she does number 2 and number 3. So that we all do this doesn't mean that we're small and weak and useless. This is natural for those of us who are females, probably for males too. Any males here? I see a few have just joined. Go ahead and type in which one you might tend to do as well sometimes. Yes, Trish, you're saying stay quiet. Guru Bhakti is saying stay quiet. Rely on others. Yes. Waiting. We're outsourcing our permission, outsourcing our power. The last one. Sanja, beautiful. All right. And so what happened to Sati when she began doing this internally? She began to withdraw. Now, these stories in the texts, these personalities are so big. Their negative emotions, their shadow is so dramatic. Sati's experience was so strong that she decided to place herself on fire. If you are going to disrespect my husband, my other half, my partner, who is a most powerful God in the universes, to this extent, then there is no point in me being your daughter, she said to her father. That this body that you have given me is useless now. In our tradition, we believe very clearly in reincarnation. So killing yourself isn't the end of the world, in a sense that there's another form that she's going to take right after this. It's always the end of the world when you kill yourself. I have to make sure, because if somebody clips just like 3 words of this, I might be in trouble. Sati decides to withdraw and collapse so deeply that she sets herself on fire. And the story goes that there is Shiva raging and tormenting because his wife has now passed away. Now, this is an extreme. And yet, in this extreme situation, your purpose and your fire for why you are here, every single one of you have a line of people waiting for you that are waiting for you to serve them and lead them. And every moment that we wait, and I say this to myself as well, every month that passes by, every week that passes by, every day that passes by that we withdraw and collapse and hide and shut ourselves down is we're killing. With our good intentions, we're killing our mark that is meant to make in the world. And those 5 people that want to learn from your struggles, that need you, that need your leadership, now they are not going to be helped by you, they'll be helped by someone else. Perhaps a charlatan, perhaps someone who's not as strong as you and who's going to be able to give as much compassion and empathy as you. And so Sati, that is the story of Sati, and that is the energetic of Sati in female leadership. I'm just going to pause real quick here and check in. Everyone's here with me. Type in a yes if you'd like to go to number 2. All right, you're all here with me. Excellent. All right, so before we go to number 2, we're going to do a mantra. I'm going to request all of you to unmute. It's going to sound kind of scrambly when we're all unmuted. But the way she offered herself in her withdrawal space was to do the fire sacrifice. We don't do that. That's, quite dangerous and quite destructive. Instead, what our sacrifice is mantra in the Bhakti tradition. And so I want to hear you say these 4 words, and I will say them first. It'll be a call and response. And I want you to embody this acceptance of this withdrawal energy within you. This is who we are. Even though we don't want to be like this, this is part of our being right now. We're going to offer that in prayer, in mantra, to our source, to our divine, to the universe, to the supreme personal form of the higher power, Krishna. And so I'll sing it first. Now, my voice may be wavering, it may be off tone, it may be in collapse mode. I'm going to embody that withdrawal energy as I sing this, and I will ask you to do the same. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Your turn.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna.
And so the collective withdrawal energy that we all hold in ourselves, we're hearing each other's voices, bring it into your body. Through your voice may be wavering, shaking, nervous. Think about an environment where you were in withdrawal energy and bring that into your heart and call and offer that side of you. Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna.
And last, I'm going to go a little higher. Taking a deep breath, inviting you to slow it down. Do you have the memory? Do you have the experience? Bring it into your body of playing small, of shrinking, of being worried. Maybe it's a sales call you're about to drop into. Maybe it's a workshop you want to lead, but you don't know how to get started. Maybe it's potential clients or potential customers or potential students that you want to serve. Maybe it's a greater stage that you want to connect with and lead, but don't know how to step into it. Offer that to our dear Krishna, the universe, the source, the dear, most intimate, beloved friend, supreme personality of Godhead. Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, hey.
Krishna,
Which is Krishna.
Beautiful. Yeah, I hear a little kid there. Krishna. So we're now on number 2. Wei, the second one is A for aggression. So as you can see, what happened with Lord Shiva is anger comes out. So this withdrawal can only stay so long in the body. Some of you said that you feel both energetics, aggression. And so this is who Sati became. The second expansion of Mahamaya in this Durga, also known as Kali, in her most aggressive. So who is aware of who Kali is? Drop in the chat if you know Kali. Drop in, I know her, if you have heard of her, if you've seen her. She's a very prominent figure in American traditions when they talk about Bhakti tradition or Hindu traditions. Kali, yes, I have heard and read. I know her. Heard of her? Yes, I love her, Monica says. So Kali is that aggression, the fire, the rage. That rage that you feel is the source of your power. That rage has time and place, but that rage, when we work on our sessions, our internal coaching sessions, we learn how to channel that rage and turn it into our step 3, which we will teach you later. So when you feel that rage, allow yourself to feel it. We're channeling Kali. Now, Kali is known to immediately, without delay, cut off the heads of anyone who is disrespecting those who are embodied in service. Kali is the ferocious side of the Devi, of this material realm, of the energy of this material realm. And there's a long story looking at the time. I won't be able to go into the entire story of how strongly and how quickly, there's actually quite a few stories of how she became enraged. And so as I'm speaking this, I want you to start trying to feel it. Now, very few spiritual leaders are going to tell you to be angry. Oh yeah, let's practice being angry. And it is an important process because it is in there. That rage is what's causing that withdrawal. And so this is what happens when we're in the aggression energy. I've used the term aggression. I don't want it to be taken as a judgmental space. Many spiritual paths tell you that anger has no place, anger is aggressive, shut out your anger. That is not the case. Our spiritual path, the Bhakti path, says that anger is a way to the divine, to the light, to the Supreme Lord. Indeed, our main text, which is the Gita, anger was used. Krishna asked Arjuna to embody that anger and do his duty, and use that anger. And so when you have that aggression in you, this is how it shows up. And I tend to feel this probably almost as much as I feel the other one, but I relate to this more. And those who are very close to me know this about me, and I have done much work to integrate it, to integrate the two. Because we don't always want to be in an aggressive space, and we want to use it very carefully. You push to prove yourself. You over-exaggerate the problem or the needs. Things become bigger, heavier than they actually are. You try to force the opportunity instead of allowing the opportunity. Because with this aggression comes this doubt in your ability. And that's why the push is so strong. Competitions, full countries, especially those countries that were previously heavily dominated and heavily colonized, full countries are in this Kali state where their entire system of education or leadership is about competition and winning. That's a Kali energy. That's an aggression energy that I'm going to prove myself. I'm going to show myself. You might focus on being seen, being validated, or recognized. You judge others as unqualified or wrong. You're able to nitpick and see what's not working. You feel disrespected and want to push back. And you're unable to truly understand others' needs because your needs are so strong right now. You may also be understanding another's needs, but your needs have come in stronger in this space, in this aggression energy. when that guy was catcalling me, though he had good intentions, later he said, I'm so sorry, I had no idea that would offend you. I was like, so like on your side, man. When you walk, I see Krishna and I wanted to promote you. And I'm like, dude, why do you need to promote me and not all the other women there? Is it because I'm Indian? Like I was fighting back. I was raging at this guy. When I was there, I was not able to, when I was in that space of rage, I was not able to understand his good intentions at all. And luckily, I was able to communicate that with him and then later be in service to him with our coaching sessions. But take a look at this list. Which one do you resonate with? Which two or three do you resonate with? If all, type in all. Go ahead and drop that in the chat. One. Neha says all. Amara says such beautiful vulnerability. Thank you for sharing. Who else is here? Let's hear from you. Thank you, Vindyavali. Beautiful for sharing. Jamuna, Monica. Monica, all. Thank you for sharing. I should show shock at that, but it's beautiful to hear you admit that or say that to us. I also feel all of these at times. Trish, all. God, I love that we're all feeling all of this. Suji is here. Welcome, Suji. So glad to have you with us. Suji, go back and watch the entire recording. I'm just so grateful you're here. Many of you are here with little kids. Thank you for being here. Judge others and feel disrespectful. Thank you. The reason why I like seeing the all is because that rage has a place and that rage is needed. And so in this, I don't have the time to do those in-depth sessions with you to turn the rage. I'm just doing a synopsis here of the three types. And Sanja says one, thank you. All right. And so again, we're going to think of a scenario when you have felt this rage and looking for a little more. Let me just see the time. It'd be probably nice to have a few of you speaking. Yeah, we're okay on time. I'd love to hear a few of you. When did you feel rage? Let's get three examples. Think before you raise your hand, and let's get 3 hands up as to when did you experience this rage coming and what was the exact scenario? And let's keep our speaking to less than a minute. All right, Amara, go ahead.
When work was not done in time by the team or principle is not followed properly.
You felt that. Which specific did you feel in your heart?
I felt rage.
You felt rage.
I mean, yeah, I mean, just certain obvious things when they are not done, then I feel rage.
Thank you for sharing. Okay. I'd love to invite someone else to share. Yes, Champaka.
I guess I was 12 or 13. Every day at Tulsi RT, there was a lady at the temple who would ask someone to do the RT. And she had decided that only girls and women who had their hair covered could do RT. And
so for those who are not a part of the Bhakti tradition, Arti is the lamp offering.
Yeah.
And so there was an exclusion for, go ahead, continue.
Right. Anyway, I was young, but that rage was very much alive in me. And so one day she asked me to do it. I had my hair covered. So she asked me to do the RT, and I gently pushed forward a friend of mine who didn't have her hair covered. And she said to me, she's like, sorry, she can't do it because her hair is not covered. And I actually ended up feeling very bad that I had done that because the mother of this girl then stormed out of the temple room in a rage. But it's just a memory that speaks to the rebel in me that wants to stand up against discrimination, that women can only do service or be leaders if they conform to, archaic rules of modesty and shyness, quote unquote, that they have to be leaders in a very contrite way, so to speak, They can't just be forceful leaders. They can't be strong leaders. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that experience. As you're speaking, because I love you so much, and just these interactions that we experience inside and outside our tradition, it's causing me to be filled with rage. And and I'm laughing about it, but it's making me want to just take the hair covering off. Service has no limitations. Of course, for societal guidelines, there are some, but I'm not going to go on here. You all know what we want to say about these. Let's get a third interaction, a third example. Yes, Charuta, thank you.
Yeah, this is something recent or few months ago. I used to cook cookies for the deities in our local temple for the night offerings. I did that for a few months as like I approached the senior devotee who used to do it, and she said okay. And then few months later, I received a call that they're raising the standards, and because my husband eats meat at home, I was asked to not cook at home and take it for the deities. And in the moment, I complied. I said okay. And even now, I mean, I don't do it anymore. But over time, I've been feeling discriminated against, and um, it's just like I'm following the rules, but because the whole household is not, I often feel limited.
So this made you feel, what did it make you feel inside of you?
Discriminated against and kind of like limiting my potential or like I want to serve with love, but someone is stopping me.
So when the rule was changed on you inconsistently, it's like you were in a space of service and suddenly now there's barriers to your ability to serve something you were so attached to, and it made you feel discriminated against. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm looking at
Thank
the
you for
time.
allowing.
Your voices are important. Your voices are needed, everyone who's here. So I'm looking at the time and I'm going to open it up to a few more experiences. Who else has a desire to share an experience? Yes, Prema Grangi from Tibet.
Hare Krishna. I wanted to share one experience that I had. One time I was going to do a Sunday feast class. Just before I went to sit on the Vyasasana, one Prabhu came to me and told me, you know, in your class, can you please include that the Mataji who is doing Aarti has to have the head covered, not at the top, but a little bit more in front until the forehead. So which was not actually related at all to the topic that I'm talking about, but actually I ignored the Prabhu, but it kind of made me feel raged at that moment because of those rules that are meant for Matajis most of the time. And especially when we have the Pujari meetings, when we are sitting and talking, I feel most of the rules are applied to ladies compared to Prabhus.
You're expressing
This,
such a big one that there are so many rules for the ladies and the men don't have those rules. And it's like you feel this frustration and this rage that entered you when he had advised you to do something. And who is he to advise you to do this? In a sense, is what the feeling might have come up. Is that what you were thinking?
yes, yes. So I was feeling like that. I was feeling um, you know, like there's so much more that potential that we have inside of us, but we are always kind of limited because of the societal rules and guidelines.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. I'm honoring you for sharing this. Thank you for sharing. And now I'm going to open it up to any of the non-bhakti participants here who are dear friends who have joined. Thank you for being here. I know there's a lot of terminology we're throwing out. I hope you're still with us. You're understanding it all. What are some experiences that you've had in secular society, contemporary society, where you have felt this rage leadership? Anyone here want to share? Monica, thank you. Yes, expectation for the mother to carry the load of taking care of the family. Right now, she's taking care of her, putting her kids to sleep, and she's here with us. Thank you, Monica. Expectation for just the mom to carry the load of taking care of the family. Yeah. I'd like anybody to type in a yes if you feel that frustration or that heaviness sometimes. We got a few yeses here. Oh, we got a lot of yeses here. I'm so curious as to who SS iPhone is. If you're open, you can drop in your name. All right. We've got some capital YESs as well. All right, thank you. So we have withdrawal leadership. It is a real thing. It is there. And we have rage aggression leadership. It is a real thing and it is there. It is present. We are naming these spaces so you can identify these energetics within yourself. They are embodiments of goddesses, powerful devis, powerful goddesses in our tradition. And they have a core quality. The quality of the withdrawal leadership is humility. It shows itself in playing small and shrinking and waiting for permission and all this. But the core that we want to take along with us, as we're aware of that, is humility. The Sanskrit texts tell us that that a special quality of femininity is humility, compassion, tolerance, sacrifice. Those are all the beautiful gems of qualities that are hidden within withdrawal leadership. And in aggression leadership, where you're strong and you're rage and you're angry and you're powerful and you're fiery, there's core intrinsic qualities hidden in there, though it manifests itself superficially and perhaps in a shadow form when you're pushing too much or pressuring too much. And that is power, strength, stability, determination. If you look biologically and hormonally, the task of birthing a child is given to a female. The task of looking at you're birthing a child and exhibiting all the hormones and all the biological attachments for a child for 16 to 18 years. My son is 21, and when he comes up to me at 11:30 at night and still asks me to feed him, I will jump up and feed him immediately. And we got in an argument the other day because my husband was hungry, and I'm like, "Oh, can't you figure something out?" And then my son came in 2 hours later and was like, "Oh, I'm hungry." I'm like, "Oh," I jumped up and I'm like, "I'll make you something." And so we had a discussion like, why is that? What is the difference between why are you running to take care of the little one? He's not, he's 21. He can make his own meals. And my older son says, "Oh, mommy spoiled him that he won't make his own meals." I'm telling a lot of information about my children. Hope they don't mind. The idea is that we have that biological need and strategy and intuition. That stability and that strength is in us as females. Whether or not we're moms, we may not all be moms, but your body is made for long-term leadership, strong, stable, strategic leadership. Because your body is made to serve very personally generations. When you make plans, you have the ability to make plans for 20 years down the road, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. And that rage that comes in can be channeled accordingly. That rage is so strong because in the moment it's not working, but that can be channeled. And how we're going to change all of this will not happen in a 90-minute session. I will not be able to teach all of it to you. But just to remember that the core quality of withdrawal is humility, and the core quality of aggression is power or strength, strength that lasts at least 20 years, just biologically. And now we're moving to the third section. Actually, I have one thing we're going to do, and I hope this is okay. I know Tony Robbins does this with a whole room full of people, and it's very intense. And so just to bring in safety, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Please consider it okay if you don't participate in this. But we're going to channel that rage in our hearts, and we're going to offer that rage to the mantra. Are you with me? Are you okay to do this? Mantra practice is a very personal practice where you offer your complete self to the divine, to the higher power, where you trust that if you offer your complete self, if you offer your frustrations and your anger, that the mantra will respond, that the Lord, the universe, the energies, whatever your spiritual path, for us it's Krishna, will respond. And so I'm going to recite and request you to follow. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Your turn.
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna.
Now I ask you to embody the energy of Kali as you're saying this, which means there may be some aggression in your tone of voice. You may be remembering times where you were more aggressive than you would have liked, times where you're pushing and pressuring and forcing and belittling and judging because of that inside of you, because of that subconscious, unconscious, and perhaps conscious energetic inside of you. And that Krishna, for many of us, very personal form of Krishna, accepts this within our hearts. Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna.
And because we are on a talk with global participation right now on the United Nations stage, with very powerful beings among us, and we know that our internal society and our external society has so much discrimination that's not being spoken of and not being talked about. I'm going to request you to do it, to say this mantra and pray for strength as strong as you possibly can. I will sing it and then I will request you to sing it. And with my singing, it's also a call for help. Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna, 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 hey.
Krishna,
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 Krishna.
Krishna.
Krishna, 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 Krishna.
Krishna,
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 Krishna, Krishna.
Krishna, 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 hey.
Krishna,
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 Hare.
See beautiful Krishna in your hearts as we continue on. Now we're entering a different space. Before we do, go ahead and drop in the chat how you feel in this moment. Empowered, heard, relieved, touched, united, grateful, in community, sheltered, a little more relaxed and heard. I feel energized. I feel grateful. I feel a little emotional. Inviting you with me to take a deep breath as we move into the third way of leadership. We're leaving the rage space now. which isn't so easy to leave. If you feel like the rage and the withdrawal is still within you, let it be so. Got a beautiful message, a private message that said, he's a father in our group. And he has said, I have 3 girls to raise as leaders. This is a message from a proud father. I'm just going to take a moment. I'm not saying your name because you had a private message to me, but just to fireworks clap you, thank you. Yes, I had a very powerful father who raised 2 leaders as well. Very grateful to him. All right. So, the third space. I told you in the beginning that there are 2 powerful Shaktis, Devis, energies that control the entire universes, cosmos, Mahamaya and Yogamaya. And we delved into 2 expansions of Mahamaya in the material space, and that was Sati and Kali. And now we get to honor the most powerful of all of the Devis and Shaktis ever created, the most powerful spiritual energy of femininity, Goddess Radharani. Goddess Radharani, from a very young age, is known for her empathy and her compassion. They say when you squeeze an orange, orange juice comes out. Lemon juice doesn't come out. So when we're squeezed, we withdraw or we get aggressive. When Goddess Radharani, I will also call her Srimati Radharani, she's got many beautiful names. When she's squeezed, empathy comes out, love comes out. She is the consort, the girlfriend, the female embodiment of the highest divine, Krishna's consort, Krishna's eternal companion. When you look up Krishna, Google Krishna, you'll see a guy and a girl. She's the girl. And she's known as the mother of the universe. And from her, all the other energies arise. And so there are also many stories of her empathic, compassionate self, even when aggression was placed towards her. And in modern times, she came in the form of Saint Gora, and there are countless stories how Saint Gora embodied her energy, her compassion, that even though rejection was thrown at them, even though torment was thrown at them, their response was humility and strength. The core of the other 2 energetics reside in her. And so, looking at the time, I don't have time to go into very deep story of Goddess Radha. There's so many beautiful stories. One where a most prominent sage who gets in a bad mood really easily and curses everybody came to visit her family, and he has a tendency to go and kind of like you know those guys that want to like have drama, and so they show up in a way that's toxic, that just you respond with drama because they're so naturally aggressive and dominating. And he shows up at the drop of a hat whenever he goes places, and then gives like crazy instructions. And then when they're not followed, he curses people. It's like, someone who's just not internally aligned. Respectfully, I say I don't want to get beat down by him, dear Durvasa Muni. And he showed up and, as usual, gave instructions that he wanted to be fed and he needed to be worshipped and taken care of and served immediately. And of course, Radha's family, Radha's parents are like, okay, we know who can serve him, who can please him. Nobody can please this guy in the entire creation. They send their little daughter, their little saint, beautiful Srimati Radha, Radhika, Radharani. And she performed such kind, loving, compassionate, menial service, cooking for him, taking care of his needs with so much love, because she is love personified everywhere she goes, and whoever she meets, even if they don't want to be filled with love, they are automatically filled with love. That he gave it's unheard of that he would give anybody a blessing. And he gave her this beautiful blessing that whatever you cook will make the eater immortal. Whoever eats your cooking will become immortal and have no diseases, no challenges. There's so many other little details to this story that I'm missing out on. And that's just one example. Every single day, Radha there's pastimes and stories and activities that she has where she interacts with love. And so, what is the Radha energy that we can embody as leaders? So, here's the process. Oh, I should talk about the energies first before the process. Okay. So the process and this process I do with my clients and in our workshops and in our videos, where we actually go through every single step of these processes. And every single line here has 3 or 4 expanding elements to it. I say no has 3 types of no. Some of you have been in my previous talks. I desire has 4 parts to the desire. I ask has 3 different sections. I mean, all of these are specific videos on their own, but this is the process. I feel. I feel the emotion of leadership that is within me, the desire that I want to do. I feel the frustration. I say no, I desire, I say yes, I connect, I ask, I receive. Now, this can be numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to embodying Radha's energy. And the title for this is Yeses Everywhere, where you will experience yeses all around you. Step 1, I feel and I say no. I feel the surge, the hurt, rejection, the rage, and I say no to externally reacting, overextending, or creating drama. Now, as I'm speaking this, I'm going to ask you to also internalize this. This is the Radha energy. We will not always be in the Radha energy. Sometimes we will be in the rage energy. We will be in the Sati or Kali energy, and that is okay. But if you want to try it, you can try these for those environments that have caused the Sati or the withdrawal or the aggression. I say no to reacting, overextending, or creating drama. And for those of you who love Sanskrit, Vacho Vegam, Manasakrodha Vegam, Jiva Vegam, we hold our urges. The Sanskrit word there is Vishaheta. It's there's 2 other places in the text of Bhagavat where Vishaheta is discussed. And it's translated as hold, carry. In this Vacho Vegam verse, it's translated as tolerate, but to hold and carry. And we process pain yoga in our sessions for those of you who have been in these sessions where you carry it, you hold it, you hold the emotion. I feel. And I say no to playing small and fitting into others' worlds. If you need to leave the space where you're being expected to play small, leave it. I say no, I will not outsource my power or my service. I say no. I feel and I say no. That's step number 1. Step number 2, I desire. So we do deep envisioning practices. We have videos on them. For those of you who are in my parenting programs, you know that. For those of you in my business programs, you know your business envisioning that we do. I get clear. What do I really want? And there's this powerful question that we ask that I'm not going to ask right now. It's said that I actually got it from an executive coach from my executive coaching training, and it's very similar to the questions we ask in Bhakti. If you have accomplished everything else in your life that needed to happen, if you're not proving yourself, if you're not trying to win any competitions, if you're not trying to show yourself to be greater than you are, or you have achieved everything you need to achieve, you have won all the games you need to win, you've proven and you've validated everything that anybody that you needed validation from, you've already gotten that validation. After all of that is done and said and finished, what do you want? That question, if you really read it and let it land and take time with it, will cause you to throw up. What are you really here for? Many of us are spiritualists. We're already doing this probably regularly, but what are you here for? And so in my desire space, I choose instead of waiting or forcing. Waiting is the hesitant withdrawal energy. Forcing is the rage energy. I choose. Where are my yeses? You start looking for yeses. Where are my opportunities? Stephen Covey's got that circle of control. I focus on my circle of control. What doors are already opening for me? Sometimes I sit and I'm like, oh my God, I'm no longer the teacher at the school. And what am I doing with my life? And I'm just like on this own little thing, on this own little like, what's happening? And then I have to, through my mantra, step into desire. For those of us deeper, we ask, Krishna, what do you desire? And Krishna's desire, the universe's desire, comes through your desire. And you dig deeper to the deep pure core spiritual desire in your heart to lead and serve. And then you start noticing, where are you already doing that? And for all of you who are familiar with our processes, this is where the love boost comes in. And what am I focused on? That's my step 2, to move into this Radha energy. This is the process. And step 3, now that I am set in my desire and I have felt my emotions and I have processed them and I've said no to that, I don't need to be in that space anymore. Now I'm in very clear visioning mode. I know what I'm here to do. Who are the people I'm here to serve? Both the Mahamaya material Shakti energies are about me. The Radha energy is about others. Because Radha always has one eye on Krishna and one eye on all of the people. Billions, quadrillion, septillion, nonillion, whatever the number is, of living entities, from the cockroaches to the trees, to the humans, from the devas, the heavenly planets, to all of the. She is the mother, the divine mother. And she is connected to needs, their needs. And Radha energy is when you move out of your own needs and move into their needs. Who am I here to serve? What is needed? What do they want? I have identified who I'm here to serve, and I recognize I have no idea what they want. I better go hang out and spend time and make friendship and talk and love and interact so I know what they need, not what I think they need. Someone asks for a glass of milk and you give them a glass of water. No. What do they really need? Not covered with my own feelings and my emotions. Saint Gora calls that Atmanepada, Parasmepada. Needs that are being covered by my own and needs that are being actually for others. Can I show them that they can trust me? Can I show them that I'm willing to do what it takes? Do they want me to lead them? We tend to force ourselves into environments, force our way into places, but who are the people that are in those places? Will they accept my help, my service? Does everyone feel safe? Everyone feels safe to say yes to me because now I'm focused on their needs. I'm good on myself. I don't have that rage anymore. I don't have that withdrawal. I know what I'm here for. I'm clear. And so now I begin to check in on their needs. And the Radha energy is empathic energy. It's yeses everywhere. And and step number 4 is the most exciting. It's the most exciting because I'm experiencing this. Many of you may have already experienced. And now you ask. And our spiritual teacher says there's 3 times you ask. And our processes have 3 levels of asks. And the final level of ask is an internal. And I believe, Amara, you were on that call when we did the asks. And you receive. The Radha energy is reception energy. Now, we receive every day with our mantra called submissive oral reception, where we're receiving the sound, we're receiving the messages, we're receiving source coming towards us, and all the energies empowering us. But receiving doesn't have to be a woo-woo manifesting space. Receiving can just be as strategic as when you're focused on what you have asked for, you start noticing that every step you're doing, every step someone else is doing is a little closer to you, is a little closer inching towards you. Maybe on the call they said no, but now they're thinking about it. So next time you ask them, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, yeah, she already asked me once. Let me ask her again. She's asking me again. Yeah, maybe it does make sense. You start receiving. You start seeing every interaction, even rejections, you start seeing as receiving. And I'm getting there. I have moments there. They're expanding. Those moments are expanding. It's very exciting when you do this with your kids. Ooh, Jenny Zhang is here, Jairada, and she did this with Love Boost with her daughters. It was amazing. She felt disconnected and rejected. And then just with the Love Boost of receiving the specific strategy that we don't have time to go into right now, her daughter's like inviting her, play the piano with me. Dr. Khatri is here with us. She's also experienced this receiving. And Radha, Srimati Radharani, she receives in such a magical way that when she walks from one location to another, it may be, I don't know, 25 kilometers. And because she's in receiving mode and everyone wants to support her love and service, the entire area shrinks and she gets there much faster. Time shrinks because time is not a set thing. When you're having a great time, it goes faster. When you're having a horrible time, it goes a lot slower. And so when you're in receiving mode, everyone wants to be with you. Everyone wants to support you. Everything expands. And you walk in the world with the knowing that everything you need will naturally be given. And whatever is like the conflict and all the issues and all the challenges, they're there for a reason. They have nothing to do with you. You are focused on your goal and you find your opportunities and then you sit and you wait and you receive. Now, this requires a lot of trust, a lot of faith, a lot of trust, a lot of self-trust. And we request Srimati Radharani today in this space to bring that into us, to empower that in us, that space where we're receiving, that space where our goals are getting hit, where leadership is happening, where people are being served, where we feel like we're empowered and here for the reason we're meant to be here in this world. And so this is what happens. You feel clear and steady, no inner conflict. You stop waiting or forcing, natural forward movement. You're seen for your work, your visibility through your value. Opportunities open up, no chasing. People come to you, they feel your clarity. Your leadership grows without burnout or push. You trust yourself more, your impact expands, you feel fulfilled, and things start working. This is the flow space. In both of my books, we delve into this, all my processes. This is the flow leadership space of the gopis of Vrindavan, of Radha energy. And oh, I wanted to see your faces, but it's a little too early. I'd love for you to drop in. Each of you might have had a moment like this in your life where you've led in this space. I'd love for you to embody that and remember that moment and drop in which of these you have experienced before in the chat. All. Woo. Excellent. Yes, thank you. Saying no, saying that powerful no. Excellent. You have felt this at times. Charutha, thank you. Jamuna, thank you. Vindavali. All, you have felt all of this. Beautiful. All, Trish, you have felt all of this. Beautiful. Govinda Priya, all. Excellent. Prima Garangi, all. Beautiful. Ooh, 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 it's so juicy. All of you can now go and get others to feel this. Help them experience the withdrawal, experience the rage, and move into the powerful spiritual space of empathy. Thank you, Amara. 3, 4, 6. Still struggling with number 5. Yes, I still draw. I still many times where I'm not feeling all of these. There are moments that I've felt all. But I do struggle with some. Let's see what I struggle with. And if you want to pause and think about what you struggle with, that might be a little helpful for you. I struggle with number 2. Sometimes I wait and sometimes I force. All right. And so I'm going to just stop this screen share real quick and check in. How are we doing? Just type in a yes if you're here with me. A nice, beautiful yes. Many of you joined a little later. I hope you're here with us. All right, we got yeses coming in, flowing in. And so now we're at time. And so at this point, anybody who wants to leave can leave. We are going to continue on. For those who want to stay, we have a few more slides to share. We're going to do the mantra now, and then I want to hear from you as well. So let's move into the mantra. We're going to embody Radha, Srimati Radharani energy. And I made a mistake in the slides in that I didn't there is a story. My sister, Gauramani Devi, 3.5 million followers on social media, 100 million reach when she does a kirtan today. About 15, I don't know exactly how many years ago, and I pray for her blessings to tell this story to you all. She was at an Indian temple that told her she was not allowed to sing. She's an international singer, for those who may not know, a Grammy nominated and very, very high reach with her mantra message. Many, many accept her as a leader, as a guru, as a mentor, and she's been going nonstop with her sharing service, with her prachar for years. And when she started, ever since she was a little kid, I was looking for pictures of our childhood, and all the pictures I saw, both of us on stage, and she's the one with the harmonium. And I remember she loved singing. And when she started, she wanted to sing in the temple. And the policy in some of these Indian temples are not very women friendly. They say it's the culture, but we'll agree to disagree on that. And they told her she couldn't sing in front of the altar, in front of the personal deities there for her to interact with and sing to and sing for and call out to. No, women are not allowed to sing inside the temple. So the rage. Now I'm sharing her experiences. Um, she can share her experience directly one day for all of you. But when I heard the story, the rage, the withdrawal and rage that happened within me, how dare they? Don't they know who she is, who we are? We've been practicing for decades longer than those people who are making those stupid rules. I'm exaggerating. I say no. I say no. What did she say no to? Herself playing small, herself stopping her voice, herself attacking and aggressively acting to the Mahamaya energy of the material leadership. And she found a yes. Right outside the temple, there's a beautiful memorial of our spiritual teacher, our founder, known as Samadhi. And she sat out there with her band, with her crew, with her instruments twice on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. Right, literally on the steps. Nobody would imagine that you would sit there and have a band. It's a steps where people are going up and down and up and down. And it's like she sat out there, camped out there, found her yes. I'm gonna sing. And if they're not gonna let me do it in the temple, I'm gonna sit right outside on the steps. It reminds me of Saint Gaura, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He did the same. So many times he sat on steps. And she began. And people became attracted. Regular, consistent. Remember, I said strength means long-term consistency. And people were attracted. And that's how her movement grew. And I believe this was 12 or 15 years ago. I don't have the timeline. And now it's 3.5 million. Just actual followers and 100 million reach, Grammy nominated, just with this Radha energy, Srimati Radharani energy in Srimati Radharani's home in Vrindavan. And so though she is my younger sister, she is someone I look up to. And so I just wanted to share a personal example, an actual example of this. You can do this, and you can find yeses everywhere in every space. And the mistake I made was that I didn't put the full mantra here. I just kept it as Krishna, 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 Hey. But there's another word we place in here, and that's Hare. And Hare is the feminine. And there's double feminine in this mantra. There's 8 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. It's 8 masculine energetics, words for the higher power, Krishna and Rama, and there's 8 feminine, right? I'm getting that right? Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Yes. And so Krishna has 4, Rama has 4, but Radha, Srimati Radharani has 8. That's how powerful and how important the feminine is. The spiritual feminine, the empathic, compassionate feminine. And so we're going to sing that mantra. And I'm going to take the screen off so I can see all of you as we sing this. And we're going to, again, channel the way we were channeling withdrawal, we were channeling aggression. We're going to channel empathy, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Srimati Radha's energy. And we're going to ask them for their blessings so that we know how to step into this as soon as the call turns off, that we follow those 7 steps. I say yes. And hopefully you got a screenshot of the 7 steps. And if you want the replay, we'll send you the replay. You might have to send me a message or a text or talk to Govinda Priya Mataji or Shama Mohini Mataji, but let's start. And so, requesting the presence of Srimati Radharani, of Goddess Radha, the most powerful feminine leader in all the universes, to allow us to find yeses everywhere and make our mark and meet and serve and solve the problems of those we're here to solve. We recite the Mahamantra, the greatest mantra on the planet. I will do 4 words at a time for those who are here who are not accustomed to this, and request you to sing your voices strong and loud. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Your turn.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama,
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Again, where are those obstacles that we face? How can we turn them into yeses? Where is that disturbance in our hearts and that rage that arises? How can we turn that into strength and stability and consistency? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Your turn.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
And so I
Hare.
see all of you in front of me, Prema Rupa and Gopika and Monica and Jamuna and Jairada and Govinda Priya. And I see so many of you in front of me with so many you are meant to guide and lead. So many challenges in this world, so many problems. And we request Srimati Radharani, Goddess Radha, to give us the strength to embody her spiritual energy of leadership, to help us connect with and find those who are waiting for us, to help us see yeses everywhere, and not just so that we can help them, but that leaders create leaders so that they can help others, to bring in the humility core of the withdrawal energy of sati, to bring in the strength and stability core of the aggression energy of Kali, and to ask Srimati Radharani, Goddess Radha, to empower us with compassion and empathy and stop making it about us. Like this, the world will change. And we ask Srimati Radharani through her word Hare, and I request you to do this every day through your mantra to strengthen you through this 7-step process, beginning with this mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Your turn, please.
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare.
While we close this session, I'd love to invite you to take your hands and to hug yourself with acceptance, all the different layers of leadership, to know that Goddess Radha and Kali and Sati, Maz, and so many more, there were so many more, accept you and love you. To know that they are arranging in this moment those for you to guide and lead. They're making arrangements for them to walk into your space. To know that you will see yeses everywhere. And whatever state of being you're in, you are accepted and you are loved. Your road is made by walking every day. By walking, you will connect with those who are waiting. And before we do questions and answers, I'd love for you to drop in, what do you feel? Drop in the chat. Take your time. Reintegrate. Samara, welcome. Calm. Please let us know where you're coming from, Samara. Monica, oh, you stayed the whole way. Hope your babies are sleeping, spiritually connected. Govindapriya, thank you. Calm. Love and connect. I haven't seen you in so long. Jai Radha, thank you so much for being here. Amara, loved and cared for. Beautiful. All right. Okay, Sarvamangala from Calgary, Vancouver. Calgary is in Canada. Welcome. Thank you for being here. All right. So our session is finished. And if anybody wants to stay on, I'll check with Govinda Priya and Shama Mohini. We went 10 minutes over. Awakened. Thank you. Sissy's iPhone. I'm here as long as you're here. I know Govinda Priya and Shama Mohini may be on a time crunch. Some of you are on the East Coast. We can answer questions, or you guide us. What's next?
Sure. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to raise your hands or unmute. Maybe we can take a few reflections also. That would be
Yes.
nice. Okay, Amara has her hands up. Please
Thank you so
unmute,
much.
Amara.
Thank you very much, Mataji. So like I was writing in my chat also a few times about clarity. Many times, what is your vision and what do you want to do, but you don't have any clarity on how, and that's what people can also feel, like you said, that people can feel your clarity. So I struggle with that a lot because sometimes I feel that I myself don't have enough clarity, because probably it's rising from self-doubt, or I don't know, I don't want to get into the solution, but yeah, that's the question. Clarity.
So you're recognizing that because of your lack of clarity, others may respond to that lack of clarity, and so it's like you're taking accountability first here. Want to acknowledge that in you, that you're
Yeah,
not
thank you.
blaming others, that you're taking accountability, that maybe the lack of response or the whatever is because of my lack of clarity. And I know you to be a powerful leader in your community. And so in this moment, in this amazing august assembly, as they say, um, thank you, Monica. Good night. I'm going to request you to close your eyes and invite you.
For me,
Yes,
somehow.
you, Amara, right? No, Amara, for you right now, close your eyes.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was commenting on a chat thing. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take a deep breath and summarize within one sentence.
I'm really sorry, your voice is really soft for me.
Okay, I'll speak a little louder. Can you hear me
Sorry.
now?
Yeah, a little better. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm so sorry that you guys, I hope it wasn't low the whole time.
No,
It was okay.
it's okay for me now.
Okay, so I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and take a very deep breath. Counting in words on the inhale for 7 and exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And exhale for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to ask you one simple question and take your time before you respond the answer. Many thoughts may flit through your head. Also trust your answer in this space. The Holy Name is here with us. What are you here to do?
Yeah.
You can share your response with me.
Yeah. I know this, and I realize also that I'm here to serve with all the qualities or gifts that Krishna has given me. And probably that's what is the calling or the desire in my heart. And
Okay.
something like from within, it's blocking that vision.
So we're going to move aside the block just for this moment, and we can have a longer session on this. Is usually a 45-minute session to help you find clarity. We're going to ask another question, just one more question, and move aside all the blocks. In this moment, think of Srimati Radharani and move aside all the blocks. And this time I want a quick answer. Who are you here to serve? You're unmuted. You're muted.
Anyone who is coming in my life, or for that matter, any living entity, probably.
Okay, thank you. So the answer to your clarity is it's just simply the answer to those questions. And spending time when you're saying your mantra practice, deeper, spending time asking, help me understand. What am I here to do? And help me understand, who am I here to serve? And you will get a response from mantra immediately. And Amara, this is your second time with me. I want to invite you to a session. Go on my calendar and book an hour. Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. All right. Any other questions or reflections? Govinda Priya reminded us we can have some reflections that might be helpful too. I'd love to hear as many reflections as possible that will be helpful for me as well. What you loved, what you hated, what you will use, what you will not use.
I really appreciated how you emphasized going where we are wanted and not trying to fight our way into where we're not welcome. And I feel like that's been key for me in my life.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I love the story of your sister because I also find that to be so inspiring, how she found a place where she could sing, right outside the samadhi, and then it just took off from there.
Yeah. On the steps. I mean, who would have thought? Like right outside the temple, you're gonna have a band every two times a week.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chimpaka. Any other reflections? All right, we can begin to end the session, close the session. Thank you all so much for coming. Send me a message if you know me, telling me how you felt about this so we can do testimonials. And I had a testimonial form and whatnot, but I didn't put it together. But thank you for again, Govinda Priya, Shama, Mohini. Thank you, Davies, for
Thank you.
allowing me to
It
speak.
was really wonderful. And you know what makes it really sweet is the participation.
Hmm.
So really grateful to each and every one of you for joining, for staying, for participating. And Shamwini here says a lot to introspect. You can always unmute and speak, Shamwini. That's what it was all about.
I'm watching the online, the online viewers and here, and there
Oh.
is the kirtan in the back, so I have to be muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're in Brooklyn Temple right now, so there's a subway running through. We're muting, unmuting.
Oh, well.
We're just trying to make sure you have a
The
quiet
juggling.
space for a very meditative presentation.
Mm.
So thank you. Thank you very much. We have some young,
A little one.
wonderful young
Does
ones
she-
that have joined us as well.
Does she look like a
Adorable.
grandma? This is her granddaughter. Your granddaughter,
Oh
right,
my.
Chimpaka? Or is this your...
I only have grandsons. They
Oh,
just happen to have
grandsons.
long hair right now.
Okay, this is your grandson. That's right.
This is my
Oh,
younger grandson. His name's Nursingha.
You're too young to be a
absolutely adorable.
Telling me that he doesn't want to go to sleep because he's scared that he might have a nightmare.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. We will take
Well,
your
thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gopi Gita.
Thank you.
And we have to make this a yearly thing.
Mm.
So every year, you have to mark your calendar whenever it's the time. Please mark your calendar. We'll fix one day. We have to do this every year. And we'd love to have you back.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for joining us.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.